Alright, welcome back to another game of Climbing the Rank Ladder. Here we have a very, very interesting opposing team that we're looking at. With a Zacian and Miraidon combination. I think this is a good option to run the Torkoal and... yeah, I think this is a good option for the usual lead, actually. Their team definitely has a lot of potential things that it can do to really mess with my team as a whole. So we're going to have to see what they lead with. Yeah, and just kind of see where they go. Sableye is a very effective support Pokemon. I know I've run it a couple of times in on the channel before. And similar to Grimmsnarl, there's a wide variety of things that it can do. So I'd be very curious to see if they decide to bring it into this. Annihilape, generally, in the higher power levels, becomes kind of a Choice Scarf Final Gambit Pokemon, or a Choice Scarf Coaching Pokemon. Those are usually its two biggest niches. I have seen one or two that didn't fall into those categories, but it's not super common for it to. So yeah, we'll see what they decide to bring. I'm kind of hoping the Pelipper doesn't come, but that's just because Pelipper is rather difficult for Calyrex Ice Rider to deal with. Okay. So we've got the Final Gambit Miraidon there. I think that our solution for this particular circumstance is we're going to go Terra Dark on... Yeah, we're going to go Terra Dark on the Lunala, set up Trick Room there, and protect the Calyrex. Because this is a circumstance where if it is a Final Gambit Annihilape, they are most likely prepping that Final Gambit on the Choice Scarf to go straight into Calyrex there, which would remove him from the game, because Annihilape has a much higher base HP pool than Calyrex does. The Lunala with Shadow Shield up should be able to take just about anything that the Miraidon throws out, at least one hit. And the other thought process behind the Terra Dark is that if the Annihilape just goes for a Rage Fist into the Lunala, the Terra Dark will help to absorb that significantly. Okay, we get to see their Terrestrialization. And it's on the Miraidon. I'm not terribly surprised. Terra Fairy. Okay, that was, of course, to keep it from just getting deleted by the Calyrex. And yeah, let's see what they decide to do. So this, of course, is the one the one interesting thing about running a Terra Dark is that with the best fairy in format, the Miraidon over there, sometimes just spamming Dazzling Gleam, the Terra Dark can backfire. But we'll see what they decided to go with. Okay, Final Gambit, it was into the Calyrex slot, so that was a very good protect. Okay, Dazzling Gleam, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. But because of Shadow Shield, we should survive. Yo, comfortably survived. Yay, Shadow Shield. Okay, so we've got our Trick Room up. Wonderful, we are cooking. Okay, so now what we're looking at is a very, very different game. Okay, we've got an Annihilape over there that's locked into Final Gambit, and we've got a Miraidon that is locked into a spread move. Okay, there goes the Annihilape. They're going to want to preserve that for when the Trick Room is gone, which means we get a free Glacial Lance into whatever's coming out next, which is the Zacian, so it's not going to do a ton of damage. But damage is damage. Okay, here's the Wide Guard. That'll just help to keep us safe from the Miraidon. Here's the Glacial Lance. And bop, very good damage into the Miraidon. Love to see that. Dazzling Gleam, not going to be doing anything. Alright, so with the amount of damage that the Glacial Lance did to the Miraidon in this last turn, I feel very comfortable with going for an offensive move into the Zacian, while Calyrex just chucks another Glacial Lance downrange. So Moongeist Beam into the Zacian here, and Glacial Lance, we'll just send it and see how the Zacian decides to respond. I would not be surprised to see it protect, as they mostly just try to... Nope, they're not protecting. Okay. So there's the Glacial Lance, boom, that picks up the KO on the Miraidon. Calyrex is now at +1. That is fantastic. So generally speaking, when you get into a Trick Room situation, the best thing that you can try and do is stall it out. Part of the reason why Trick Room actually is a very effective option into this particular meta is because of the number of Pokemon that are either running a choice Specs, or are running a choice Scarf, or are running an Assault Vest. None of those Pokemon can protect to try to stall out your Trick Room. Or you'll run into situations where somebody's running a Lunala like mine, where it doesn't have Protect because it has 2 utility moves and 2 offensive moves. So in situations like that, if you can get into Trick Room, you can then proceed to make a ton of headway in getting through the Trick Room, or not, in getting through the opposing team, simply by, you get into Trick Room and then you just spam attacks. And then they surrender. All right. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching today's game. And yeah, hope that you have a fantastic day and look forward to seeing you in the next one.